right there is how you play incredibly below average golf.
Welcome into another edition of Over Par here on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles. The final major of the 2024 golf season. They head to the Royal Troon in Scotland for the British, we call it the British Open, they call it the Open Championship. Really great course over there at Royal Troon in South Ayrshire. Really great course, like I mentioned. It is a par of 71, 73, almost 7,400 yards. The course record held by Henrik Stenson in 2016 with a 264. That is a 20 under, by the way, for all four rounds. When you look at it, it starts off with three straight gettable par fours, 366, 389, and 376 respectively, before a monster par 5 at 599. You've also got a 623-yard par 5 at number 6. And again, this is links-style golf. A lot of bunkers, a lot of elevation changes, wide fairways. And so this is going to be really interesting to see how guys who, grew up playing links-style golf take advantage of that. And how the rest of the field, guys that played, a more American style, a little bit narrower fairways, a little less room for error, how they take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves. The 36 par front 9, right at 3,500 yards, and the back 9 a little bit longer, with some longer par 4s, as well as par 5s, a 242-yard par 5 at number 17, before it rounds out with a 458-yard par 4 on number 18. Weather in the 60s this week in Scotland for the Open Championship. Looking at some of the tee times, due to it being in Scotland, tee times are going to get started early here in the States. 12:35 a.m. tomorrow morning will be the first tee time. So if you're a night owl, you might be able to catch a couple of the first groups. Justin Thomas, Sunjay and Matthew Southgate at 1:52 a.m. Zach Johnson tees off at 2:25. John Daly playing in the tournament. He tees off at 2:36 a.m. Tony Finau and Matthew Pavon feature a group at 3:25 a.m. John Rahm, Tommy Fleetwood, and Robert McIntyre at 3:36 a.m. 3:47, Ludwig Aberg, Bryson DeChambeau, and Tom Kim at 3:47 a.m. Go a little bit further down the list, last year's Open champion Brian Harman, Victor Hovland, and Sahith Theegala at 3:58 a.m. U.S. Ryder Cup captain Keegan Bradley, along with Will Zalatoris and Gordon Sargent, at 4:20 a.m. This is going to be the first tournament that Scotty Scheffler plays in 4 weeks. Yeah, I said that right. 4 weeks. He's going to tee off in the afternoon with Jordan Spieth and Cameron Young at 9:10 a.m. Central Time. Collin Morikawa, Sam Burns, and S. Kim at 8:48 a.m. Tiger Woods, Xander Schauffele, and Patrick Cantlay at 8:37 a.m. Wyndham Clark, Hideki Matsuyama, and Brooks Koepka at 8:26 a.m. Tiger Woods, I'm looking to see where Tiger is. He's with Xander and Cantlay at 8:37 a.m. Look, I'm really interested to see how Tiger handles this, right? The talks of him, Tiger should retire, is heating up. How does that affect him? Does that motivate him even more? Does he fall into that? And, this could be one of the last times we see him compete for a British Open. I'm intrigued to see what kind of Tiger we get tomorrow morning in Scotland. Looking at the odds for this final major of 2024, would you be surprised if I told you that Scotty Scheffler was the favorite? You probably shouldn't be. Plus 550, Rory McIlroy. Plus 800, Xander Schauffele at plus 1200. Collin Morikawa and Bryson DeChambeau at plus 1400. Ludwig Aberg at plus 1600. And then there's a little gap before you get to Jon Rahm at plus 2500, along with Tommy Fleetwood and Tyrrell Hatton. Robert McIntyre, the Scottish Open champ and former McNeese Cowboy, at plus 3,300, along with Victor Hovland. Brooks Koepka at plus 4,000. Tony Finau, Sahith Theegala, and Hideki Matsuyama, along with Patrick Cantlay and Cameron Smith, are at plus 5,000 for this tournament. As you go a little bit further down, Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth. Spieth is at plus 6,600. Justin Thomas is at plus 8,000. Max Homa, 12,500 to win his first major. Going to be a very interesting and exciting final major of the 2024 season. And then, after this tournament, things, like I've mentioned for a couple weeks now, things really start to heat up because you have the Open, and then you go to the 3M Open, and then you take the break for the Olympics, and then you come back, and you have the FedEx St. Jude Championship, the BMW Championship, and the Tour Championship. The FedEx Cup playoffs are 3 tournaments away. So very little room for error if you want to make that final field for the FedEx Cup. Scotty Scheffler's got a death grip on that trophy. Will he let it go, or will he secure it even further across the pond? Keep updated on our social media all weekend long. We've got great content each and every day, from LSU to the Cajuns and everything in between, Saints, Pelicans, golf, NASCAR, all of it. We keep you updated on it all on ESPN_SWLA. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESPN Southwest Louisiana. That's going to do it for this week of Over Par here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles.